usually where you'll find them. I do see some bongos kind of up in the corner on our left side. All the way up in those woods. Now, bongos are known to be the ghosts of the forest. Very rarely seen. Bongos, male and females, do have those large horns, so it's a little bit harder to tell them apart. But if you look at our right side, it's kind of hiding behind the trees. There is an okapi. Now, that okapi looks like it could be related to the zebra, but it's actually not related to the zebra at all. It's more closely related to the giraffe. And we know this because of its skull structure and really long tongue. Now, the bongo there does have stripes on them that allow them to reflect in the moonlight. But that okapi on our right side was not found until 1901, and that just shows you that we can find new species almost at any time. Now, like I said, the bongos, male and females, do have those large horns, but the greater kudu that are going to be on our right side here do not have horns because they are female. The female greater kudus do not, while the males have really long horns. They're going to be almost 6 foot long in length. It's a little bit harder to see them.
Look at that bird.
There's a saddle-billed stork on our right side. That saddle-billed stork stands to be almost 5 foot tall with a wingspan of nearly 9 feet. That's almost as long as a tarp above us. A pretty long wingspan he does have. But it looks like we're going to head out of the forest and head into the Safi River. Now, the Safi River is an aquatic area home to some aquatic animals, so what we'll do is keep our eyes on the water. That's usually where we'll find them. Now, the Safi River is home to some like the Nile crocodile, maybe even a Nile hippo. But just as a reminder, the little ones can sit in laps if needed. We just ask that you do not hold them up. You're not Simba, you're not Rafiki, so make sure you keep them in their laps or at least in a seat. Ooh, looks like there's 2 Nile hippos on our right side, so hopefully we'll get really close to them. Oh my God, they're fighting. Now those Nile hippos, they actually can hold their breath for almost 8 minutes, and every 8 minutes they will come up to grab some more air. They can even sleep under the water, and every 8 minutes will come up to grab some more air. Now, they spend most of their days in the water, only come out about at night, and that's just to do any grazing, to walk around, eat some food. Now, a group of Nile hippos would be known as a bloat. So if you see more than one, there is a bloat there. Now, they don't actually swim. They kind of sink to the bottom of the water and then walk along the bottom of the water. And then they communicate through what's like a wheezing sound. They will wheeze back and forth to one another in order to communicate. On that island are some pink-backed pelicans. Pink-backed pelicans get their name from the color that their backs change during mating season, which is a pinkish color, and they're known for colonial nesting, meaning that they nest in large groups, while the males and females do take care of that nest. So a group of pink-backed pelicans would also be known as a pod. So they would have a pod and a bloat. But now we're going to exit the Safi River and go over a small bridge. As we go over this bridge, take a look to our bottom left-hand side. There's some Nile crocodiles. Now, one of them I do see looks like he's laying on the bank with his mouth open. He's not actually smiling at us. He's just regulating his body temperature. Those Nile crocodiles can grow to be almost 16 foot long in length, making them the largest crocodilian in Africa. And their jaws are so strong that they might even break things like bones. So with that being said, we're gonna head on out of here. We're gonna head into a whole new ecosystem, and this ecosystem is known as the savannas. Now here in the savannas, these animals, they do not camouflage like the ones in the forest, so they will depend on their speed. They must be able to run really fast in order to get away from any predators that might be near. Now the savannas is home to some like the Ankole cattle, giraffes, maybe even a zebra. So we're gonna keep out and see if we can find anything interesting down here. Ooh, I already see an Ankole cattle out there, so we'll get a really close view. Alrighty, if you take a look on your left-hand side, you will see all of our landscaping. It's done pretty well. This is actually done by all the animals. The giraffes will trim the trees for us, keeping the trees all about the same height. The anteloped and hoofed animals, like the zebra out there, will actually mow the grass for us, and they'll do that by grazing. Now we can tell that those specific zebras are mountain zebras because they have smaller hooves than the other zebra species, and also they have an extra lap on their neck known as a dewlap. Now these zebras are black with white stripes, so we know this because they have black hooves, black mouths, and even a black tongue. You can also see those wildebeest out there who are also grazers. They're right in the middle there. Now you'll see some knockdown trees, and knockdown trees is by the elephants. The elephants are large animals, so they want to make room for themselves, so they will knock down anything that's in their pathways. But if you take a look at our left-hand side, there's some African wild dogs. They're all laying right outside of the den there. They're also known as African painted dogs. Very family-oriented animals, so if one gets hurt, they will not leave that one behind. They just stay back to protect each other. They're right there beside that tree.
Oh, okay.
You see them?
Yeah.
Now if you take a look at our left-hand side in the back corner, there's some sable antelope. Now the sable antelope with our Harambe Wildlife Reserve emblem. They're very fierce animals. During a fight or flight situation, they choose to fight. Those sable antelopes have been known to win against fights even with lions because they can puncture anything that comes from them behind. And interesting enough, the females do dominate. So the highest ranking male is still lower than the lowest ranking female. So girl power. On our left and right side are some termite mounds. Now these termite mounds are made out of dirt and saliva. The larger animals like the giraffes or elephants will actually use them as a scratching post, while the smaller animals like the springbok will actually use them to hide on, looking out for any predators. You can also see those wildebeest in the middle there. They get their name from the Afrikaner name wild beast. They're the largest herding animals. They'll actually herd at about 1.5 million. So when born, those wildebeest must be able to run within an hour, or else they do have the potential to get left behind. On our left and right side, if you look really closely, you'll be able to see those Ankoli cattle. It's going to be the cattle with the large horns. Now the Ankoli cattle's horns look like they could be really heavy, but they're actually not. They're made out of a honeycomb-like structure which pumps blood vessels through in order to keep them cool. So the Ankoli cattle's horns aren't very heavy at all. They only weigh about 5 to 10 pounds each. Not very heavy in comparison to their body weights. You can also see a better view of the zebra here on our right side. Now zebras do imprint on one another, so they can tell each other apart fairly easily, just like they can imprint on their moms. Look at that group of giraffes running, guys. Oh, that was so cool. Look at them all go. Look at the baby giraffe. Look how fast she's going. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. Oh, it looks like they're still running. Oh, that was the most magical thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Alright, looks like they all stopped, so hopefully we'll be back in the move in just a moment. Oh, that was so cool. Now a group of giraffes will be known as a tower, so since they're all there together, that is a group of giraffes known as a tower. You can also see another view of those Ankoli cattle.
Right there, and then some of her sisters and brothers over here to the right.
Now the Ankoli cattle are also known as Watusi cattle. Some cultures do believe the more cattle you have, the more wealthier you are. So we do try and protect these animals by pushing them towards bomas at night. This is a group of large thorny bushes just to push them in a circle, protect them from anyone who might be near. Now you can also see those giraffes. When born, they're already about 6 foot tall, and they can grow to be anywhere from 18 to 20 feet tall. You can see the baby giraffe right there. She's one of the smallest here on the reserve. Now they actually have the highest blood pressure of all the animals at about 300 over 200. That way they can pump blood all the way to the tippy tops of their heads. When born, they're walking within 15 minutes of birth and then running within an hour. As you can tell, they're running pretty well already. Right behind those giraffes are also some springbok. The springbok can spring up 6 foot in the air, nearly 13 foot forward. They're only about 100 pounds each, and that is as big as they will get, so they are fully grown adults. Look at this giraffe coming really close to us. That is so cool. Alright, there's another giraffe there. Now we can tell that these are Maasai giraffes because of the pattern on their skin. It's more of a riggedy pattern. Now if you're not already a wilderness explorer, oh look, there's the other baby, look how blue she is. If you're not already a wilderness explorer, I definitely suggest becoming one. It will help you throughout your journey here at Disney's Animal Kingdom. You can actually see a giraffe vertebrae bone replica at the Safari Badge earning spot right at the entrance of the safari. Now, if you become a wilderness explorer, it will help you throughout your journey here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, as far as in Asia, the Dino Land, Discovery Island, and even in Pandora, you can earn lots of badges. But we're gonna head into Mandrill Hills. I do see a couple knockdown trees, so that might mean elephants are near, so we'll keep a lookout. Ooh, I see an elephant way out there on our right side. Hopefully we'll get a little bit closer. But if you look at our left side, there's also some mandrills. Right behind that tree is a mandrill. Mandrills are the largest monkeys and also the most colorful. The males will weigh about 100 pounds, while the females will weigh anywhere from 30 to 40. Oh, you can see the baby up in that rock. Oh, look at her. I don't know if it's a girl or boy, but it's so cute. Now they'll actually have little pockets inside their mouths, kind of like chipmunks, where they can hold snacks for later. And the colorfulness on their face will get more colorful as they get more excited. So if you look to our right, you'll see a male elephant. Now we can tell it's a male because he's by himself. Males do tend to stay by themselves or create groups called a bachelor, which is a group of males together. And then they'll also throw dirt or hay on their back, and they just do that to cool themselves down. You'll be able to see that pretty closely there. Alrighty, this is about our halfway point through our journey. Just as a reminder, remain seated, keeping those hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the truck at all times. And make sure we're keeping our face coverings on, covering our mouth and our noses for our entire journey. But with all that being said, if you look to our right as we go over the bridge, you'll be able to see the elephant. I can't really look, but you guys look. Alrighty, we're going to head towards the red clay pits. The red clay pits are used by the elephants. Elephants tend to eat large amounts of red clay, and this is because it works as a source of vitamin and mineral for them. So, kind of like how we take our vitamins daily, or like we should, the elephants do the same thing by eating red clay. You can kind of see some tusk marks there on our right side. That might mean more elephants are near, so keep a lookout on our left. We have made it into elephant country. I do already see a few elephants here on our left side. We'll be able to come around the corner and get a little bit better view, but these are going to be female elephants. Female elephants actually all stay together in a group with their moms, aunts, and cousins. They will stay with their mom throughout their entire lifetime. And they can live to be almost 60 years old. Now there is a toddler elephant. I say toddler. She's not a baby anymore. She's about 4 years old. She's going to be on the other side of that one elephant that we can see on this side. So she's so small right now we can't even see her. She's on the other side there. Now you can see the dirt or hay thrown on their backs. Like I said, that does just cool themselves down. If you look over your back left shoulder, you'll be able to get a little bit better view of that toddler elephant that I was telling you about. Right about now, there she is.
Oh, right there.
She's a little bit smaller than the other one. She's a toddler, like I said. She's still about 4 years old, so she's getting up there. Now if you take a look at our left side, you can see some flamingos. These are the greater flamingos. They are the tallest of all the flamingo species. If you look at the gray and white ones, those are the younger flamingos. They haven't fully turned their pink color yet. They will not turn their full pink color until about 18 months old. They'll turn the pink color from the shrimp that they eat, which contains beta-carotene. And a group of flamingos will be known as a flamboyant. You can also see the elephant there. And we're headed into the east side of the savannas. Looks like there's a mud hole here. That mud hole is used by some of the white rhinos. Will actually use it to roll around in. They might use it as a type of sunscreen or maybe even bug repellent. So we're going to keep a lookout for some white rhinos. They kind of look like large rocks sometimes. So if I see one, I'll let you know. Ooh, looks like we're coming up on some big cats. It is big cat territory. Just as a reminder, make sure all of our little ones do have their face coverings on, covering their mouths and their noses. We're going to keep on going. Ooh, looks like there's a cheetah here on our left side. There's two of them that I can see. Now, cheetahs are the fastest running land animals. They do have non-retractable claws, meaning that their claws are always out. That way they can grab the ground and run really fast. Now, just because the cheetahs can run so fast does not mean they catch their prey very well. They have low stamina, so cheetahs get tired in almost 60 seconds, even though they can run up to 60 miles per hour. There's going to be two more here on our left side there in the corner. Looks like we're headed towards the Kopi Rocks. Now the Kopi Rocks is a group of large rocks together used by many different animals. Some like to sit on them, looking out for predators, maybe even prey, but I already see a lion laying on one of the top rocks. Lions are nocturnal animals, so they spend most of their days sleeping or resting. Now that one right there is a female, we can tell because she doesn't have a mate. Females actually do all the hunting while the male lions will stay back and protect the prey. And they'll do all their hunting at night. That's because their night vision is 6 times better than a human's. Alrighty, if you take a look at our right hand side, you'll be able to see a bontebok there. That bontebok was almost extinct in the 20th century. There's only about 17 left of its kind. So one farmer decided to gather them all up. They began to breed. Now it's about 3,000 left under reserves, just like this one. And that kind of shows you how one person can make a difference, just like you. Make sure little ones are staying seated and remaining in the truck at all times. Make sure everyone is sitting on their bottoms. Thank you. There's a white rhino over there on our right side. White rhinos are the larger of the rhino species. They actually weigh about 5,000 pounds each. Looks like there's another lion going to be on the other side of the rocks here on the very top. Ooh, and the male's at the bottom there. We can tell the male is a male because of its mane. Now, a lion's roar could be up to almost 5 miles away. So if you're staying somewhere close like the Wilderness Lodge, you might be able to hear that lion roaring early in the morning. You might be able to hear it in the evening. But if you look at our left side, there's some warthogs. Warthogs are the largest burrowing animals. They'll actually dig those burrows and then go in backwards, using their tusks to protect themselves. They're very fierce animals. Now, they're not picky over their burrows. They will take one another's burrows, but once they are in it, that's when they begin to be a little bit picky over which one they have. animals though. The scimitar horned oryx. The scimitar horned oryx can go almost 9 months without drinking water, and their bodies will not break a sweat until it reaches almost 115 degrees. Now those white rhinos there, as you can tell, they're not really white, they're muddy, but even under that mud, they get their name from a mistranslation of the Swahili word vite, spelled V-I-D-E. That doesn't mean wide, because they do have a wider mouth than the black rhinos. It looks like we do have a stop here. Let me let my warden know.
Look over right there. Sit in my lap.
All right, looks like the scimitar horned oryx is going to get right on out of our way, so no worries.
Oh, they're ostriches.
And you can also see some ostriches on our right side. Those ostriches are the largest birds. They actually lay eggs that you saw back there. They weigh about 3 pounds each. And they're so dense that a grown man could stand on them and they would not break. Now they do have very large eyeballs, one of the largest here in the reserve. Their eyeballs are almost the size of a golf ball. Now, ostriches are not able to fly, but they can run up to 30 miles per hour. All right, we're gonna head into Magadi Glen. Magadi Glen is the newest part of the reserve. It's in the works and in the making. But if you're thinking to yourself, what is this? This is the Warden's Post. This is the newest part of our reserve. The Warden's Post to show us how the reserve and our animals can work as one with the village. These are the Nigerian dwarf goats. They do provide milk to our villagers. These Nigerian dwarf goats are grazers. They actually eat all the undergrowth that all the other animals do not eat. They do have very large tummies, and that's because they have 8 stomach chambers, so they can digest all of that undergrowth that they eat. Well, looks like we're gonna head out since we did find the Warden's Post. That does mean that we're almost close to our village area. But if you're wondering how you can help these animals, remember to reduce, reuse, and recycle. When you reduce, reuse, and recycle, you're protecting these animals for centuries to come. So you're walking around today, you finish a bottle of water, don't throw it in the trash can, toss it in the recycling bin. Disney has many recycling bins throughout their parks and their resorts. And then if you have other material you're not sure if you can recycle or not, feel free to ask any of our Disney cast members. We'll be more than happy to help you learn about the recycling and its process. If reducing, reusing, and recycling is just not enough for you and you want to do even more, you can also donate to the Disney Conservation Fund at any of the merchandise locations. And Disney does match $1 $4, so it's like donating double.